And ladies and gentlemen of the crypto space, 11:29 on a Thursday, October 8th. Welcome to another chit chat, a little bit of you getting a brain dump from me. Hope you guys enjoy it because my brain's not stopping anytime soon. So it's just going to keep on coming. So these streams are going to keep on coming, whether people like it or not. It just doesn't turn off. Anyway, this stream, along with all streams, are sponsored by Change Angel, the non-custodial swap exchange. Stop depositing and withdrawing. You have an asset, you want another asset, all you got to do is swap them. You're using Change Angel for your UTXOs. You're using DeFi for your DeFi. Use your Change Angel. Stop depositing into exchanges. That's the bottom line. Today's topic, crypto portfolio management and the crypto bias. Because we are biased, because we love our crypto. And that's what I want to talk about today. Who's in the house? We got Stelios, we got Sam. Always a pleasure. Let's get this party started. Pop it over to the main screen. I want to talk about bias. Because everyone before this year was thinking about not investing. And now, as we turn into 2020, we're reminded of the euphoria that set in 2017. And it gets people thinking of investing. And the combination of the euphoria of the crypto space and this insanity with the legacy financial system and the TikTok investors has produced an investment atmosphere that I don't think anyone's ever seen. It's like the general public all of a sudden has money to throw into investments. Yeah, and that's just, people have been doing that. And frankly, with the legacy financials, people have been making a lot of money because this stuff it goes up, and there's absolutely no reason for it to have gone up. Absolutely incredible. There's no fundamental reason for it to go. There's no narrative for it to go up. There's no strengthening of the economy. There's no exciting like technological innovation or big change that's on the horizon. Basically, the narrative for this rebound is that a old deprecated system is basically kept alive on life support. That's the narrative for this recovery that I see it. I see it from a technological progress perspective. What progress has the country made that deserves for continued, or at least allows us to fundamentally say there's continued growth, there's continued strength, there's continued progress? It's surely not as a species. What kind of progress have we made as a species? So that's why I really lean heavily, and my bias is heavily towards the crypto space, because everywhere you look in the crypto space is technological progress and change and innovation. I mean, I see some companies that are interested. I mean, listen, I'm serious. Tesla's not even fucking innovative, and that's what drives me nuts. I love my Tesla. I love my actual Teslas. But this shit should have been done back in like the 60s. And that's what's so annoying, that so many people are like, oh my god, Tesla's so innovative. No, this shit should have been done in the fucking 60s. Absolutely ridiculous how long it takes the legacy financial system to experience technological innovation. It's because of the financials, the ridiculousness of the financial systems, the legacy banking system, the legacy venture capital, and just the mentality of people and how they evaluate the technological viability of things. And this is the problem. They were so biased. Legacy investors are so biased towards the status quo, and so many people fear change that it has taken so long for that narrative to finally bear fruit. It's taken way too long for the Tesla narrative to finally catch on, to the point where it's just late. It's late to the party. And crypto just is such warp speed. Innovation. Absolutely incredible. And that's where my bias is. Who's in the house? Reserved name band. Always a pleasure. Barry's in the house. Rent is killing it for the last 24 hours. Francorp. JJ residing Cape Town. Yeah. Pellets in the house. So Ren is killing it. Yeah, let's take a look at that chart. I got this chart up. That was the S&P. Um, so Ren ripped a good 25% off its bottom on pretty much yesterday, which is really cool. Even higher than 25%. But what's nice is that this is based on the 200 EMA relatively short-term average. It seems to be trading horizontal, so this looks like a decent compression. Um, when I see a compression like this coming off a bullish move, you're wanting to think that there's going to be a bullish continuation, which is basically what happened for the entirety of alt season. What I would say after April to September-ish. I mean, this run up was just bullish movement, compression, bullish movement, compression, bullish movement, compression over and over and over again. So you would want to think that that is what's occurring here, but when you pull out to the macro, we have big bearish overtones. So look, we have a bullish move and then a compression. If this was, May, June, July, August, ooh, you know exactly what people should be doing. 25% move, you're gonna have another 25% move. And that was what was occurring. You could get 25, 25, 25, 25, and they just kept coming left and right. But this is a very different territory, so unfortunately we do have to be a little bit more prudent. So I can say with less certainty that there's going to be a subsequent bullish move as compared to uh, relatively recent historic experiences. Now let's zoom in a little bit because we got these orange lines, which is the 200 EMAs in the various time frames. So it looks like we're cycling between a couple of the 200 EMAs, but it does look like, you know, there's a well, this is where the 200 EMA, this is where I drew these 200 EMAs from. So it looks like there's some nice strength or upward pressure. So if this was the 200 EMA and we had a cross, let's take a look at where the 1 hour is. See, the 1 hour, it looks like we've actually come down a little bit. Let's look at the daily, which is most important. So the 200 EMA on the daily, I'd have to adjust these. So you have to adjust these on a daily basis. I really love the 200 EMAs, and I like to look at them from the different time frames. So if I see like, the 200 EMA on the daily being approached by the 15-minute chart, that is something that catches my eye. Um, Confluence of approaching resistance or hitting support of a 200 EMA on an alternate time frame. So that's something that has proved very lucrative, especially during this massive bull trend that we experienced. Let's look at this for a second. Let's just appreciate what we had. Can I get it on the 30? No, we have to go to the 4. I mean, this was just such a massive thing. I'm going to throw up the price indicator for the fun of it. Let's go from here because it just kept on going. Let's go even before the first step. 671%. Absolutely incredible gains that were had. So this is obviously why my bias is towards crypto. Now these gains obviously were not sustainable, but this is basically representative of a market that's just maturing. When you have low volume or relatively low volume or relatively low total value in a particular market, there's going to be maximum volatility. But as these markets grow, would we hear in the headlines more and more people and companies. Where is it? It was just in the headlines. Here, Square buys 50 mil worth of Bitcoin. So more and more companies are going to add Bitcoin to their treasury, and that's going to stabilize the markets. I mean, where are we? I think Bitcoin did it. It was approaching 11,000 when I last saw it. 10,885. Yeah, let's pull up the Bitcoin chart. I have it right here. Bitcoin. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. That's a big deal, guys. Shattered resistance. So what you want is now you want to see this. You want to see it come down and turn that into support. Ooh, that'd be nice, guys. It's looking good. This is a hell of a price hit today, particularly because if you look at the DXY, you don't see significantly bearish movement. Albeit we do have to look at the pennies when we're looking at the dollar. I mean, that's very interesting actually because we literally hit 200 EMA support on the relatively short-term time frames of the DXY, yet we have very notable bullish movement on Bitcoin. So that's deviant behavior. That's always good to see. A deviation from an expectation. I mean, for the last months, we've seen a breakdown of the dollar versus everything to account for bullish price action in equities, crypto, and precious metals alike. Let's see if we get gold up real quick. What else? Let's see if Tesla is perfect, the best representation of euphoria, of the irrational exuberance in the equity space. And it looks flat. Anyway, so I'm not getting much out of this chart right now, unfortunately. Which is something I wouldn't take an investment in. This looks so flat. We had a breakout, but it's basically trading horizontal. And frankly, we had a breakout from a massive symmetrical triangle. And check this out. This is this horrible chart. We have a breakout from a symmetrical triangle, a weak breakout with lower highs. Oh, that is so weak. This is where you have a bullish break that has such bearish overtones to it. That's exactly what happened there. Let's get gold up. Gold spot. So the DXY is relatively flat, and gold is bearish. So that's right now that's not a correlatable experience or correlated experience. We have a Bitcoin bullish movement, flat on gold relatively speaking, if not resistance above on the 4 hour. See the 200 AMA on the 4 hour. And equities just seeing weakness as well. Let's take a look at the headlines real quick. So Dow is, look at that, Dow, bearish. Oh, the Dow, I hate these headlines. Look, the equities market is so susceptible merely to media statements and politics. It's completely supported by nothing right now. The equities market is like fiat. It's literally supported by hot air and hot farts right now. It's supported by people and their policies and their politics. Oh, that's just such a pathetic market. And clearly, that's not the crypto space. The crypto space is supported by passion and innovation and engineers and disruption and technology. So that's what has me biased towards the crypto space, God damn it. Adam picked up 20,000 RSR. Let's take a peek because RSR has been obliterated. RSR looks like freaking curb, guys. Oh my goodness. What an absolute destruction in price. So I'm cool with RSR, as compared to like M stable. I'm cool with both of them. This thing's been obliterated, guys. Um, cool, my man. I like the project. You have some serious um uh it's a speculative bet. Now, some of the most speculative bets are also the most lucrative. So I couldn't take this right now. It's just not consistent with my risk tolerance level. I have no way to leverage RSR to generate yield. So, for instance, I do have a position in BNT, which does look a little bit bearish, albeit there's a bit of an inverse head and shoulders going on in this chart right now. A little bit, it's a little lopsided. It looked more defined the other day. But I'm able to leverage my BNT and balancer. And this pool generates about 10% per year, which is really cool. Can't go wrong with 10%. 10% denominated in BNT because, as I've said, my bias is toward the crypto space, and I could give a crap really. I know. Listen, I love my dollar value. Like I look at the dollar value of it, but if I'm going to get 10% more BNT per year, that's going to be a good year because I'm going to have more of an asset that I actually care about. As much as dollars are what everyone denominates their price of goods in, I don't give a shit if I have more dollars. It's disgusting at this point. I just loathe um, that everyone takes the status quo for granted, and that's what they accept as the system. And I just want to not participate in that anymore. That's why I denominate the vast majority of my value in crypto terms. I have great pride that I have value stored in Bancor that's provided as liquidity to balance it. How fucking cool is that, guys? Come on. That's fucking cool. I'm proud that I'm a part operator in the governance process of the current protocol. That I vote in the courses of action that this protocol takes. I mean, guys, they have 1.45 billion dollars in liquidity. I These are proud things to participate in. Because if you're just collecting dollars in a bank account, there's nothing to be proud of. This is something to be proud of. That's something I could feel very, I'd love to say, and I'm going to remind everyone of that more often. Hey, Noah, do you think you'll buy another dark node? No, not in the short term, which means likely no, because I'm hopeful that the price of rent will obviously appreciate. No, I am not currently right now. I'm not thinking about any additional risk. I have my positions, and I'm looking to maximize my yield. When like just like we had in April, May, June, June, May, June, July, August, about 4 months. If you look, excuse me, on the 24 hours, when this thing's ripping 20% a day, 20% a day of awesome asset after awesome asset, sure, I'll take some Bitcoin and I'll throw it in and I'll get, 100%, 200%. I mean, I had synthetics at 70 cents. It went to $8. I mean, I got Bancor was about a 5x rip, even though it went 1,000%, but I got about 5x off that, on 10 chips. So those were nice wins. But I am not in a position really to buy another dark node. I have my investment, and my investment, I love more and more. So that's what's so cool. As I just said about participating in BOW, getting yield, about 10% yield there. Aves get about 8% yield participating in their security module. Come on, guys, that's cool, man. You get a yield for helping secure the system. That's just the coolest thing ever. And a Ren Dark Node? You telling me owning some stock? You telling me owning stock in a corporation is cool compared to owning a Ren Dark Node? I'm so damn biased towards crypto. That's a big deal. Very big deal. You welcome, Reserve Name Bear. My pleasure. Adam, I picked up near the bottom. No guts, no glory, my man. Woo! Oh, Athens got huge gas fees, but the L2's close. As synthetics and their optimism roll up and loop ring with their L2 solution and diversify with their on-chain trading or their own L2 solution for trading and Amisa Go and I don't know what the heck's going to happen with Ethereum. Absolutely incredible what the possibilities are. And that's what people need to look at, not the problems, but the possibilities, the opportunities. Because all I see everywhere that I look is stuff that makes my bank account look pathetic. Not the value, not the value in my bank account, but the actual bank account. Like going into the bank, I'm going to fill out some paperwork. I'm going to give it to a person, and they're going to type my name into a computer and give me an account. My Chase account is so prestigious. Look, it's so no, it's pathetic. You want something that's prestigious and awesome and exciting? Is it damn balance or pool balance? This is exciting stuff, guys. This is the future. My Chase account. Look, Ma, I got a Chase account. Everything's changing. Everything's so. I'm getting 0.02% in a savings account in Chase. My wife's gonna have a hard time with me and the kids. Sell tokens crazy, James. Captain Weber's in the house. I notice you. Sell tokens crazy. Sell is up a huge amount. Why? Because it's pathetic to put your money in a bank. Give your money to Celsius. Put your money in BlockFi. I mean, clearly not all your money. I talk about portfolio diversification all over the place. And for me, I maxed out BlockFi's Bitcoin to give you 6% and change. I maximized Celsius's Bitcoin balance to give you 6% and change. That's the obvious thing to do, and that's it. That's probably about 20%, 25% of my Bitcoin, give or take, give or take. That's the bottom line. Nathan, woo! Jared, you hold Polkadot. Yeah, I got some Polkadot. So bear in mind the passive income from Polkadot is inflationary, and it does compound. So it's a proof of stake. But Polkadot, what? Come on, that's incredible to own Polkadot. That's like owning F2.0. And that's like owning Cosmos hubs, Atom, and delegating to validators. Incredible. These are meaningful things to participate in. I mean, I'm so biased towards crypto because it is so boring for me to look at my Barrick Gold or Newmont or Wheaton Precious Metals. Sure, they're going to do well because if the dollar crushes everything, it's going to be. I don't know. I don't know what's going to play out. I'm not the best macro financial guy. I understand the stories that the very smart people in the room, like Raul and Bren and Lynn, talk about, but I'm not them. So what do I know? What am I good at? I'm good at saying that looking at a brokerage account and seeing WPM and Franco Navarro. It's freaking boring, guys. That is boring. But I look at the screen right here, and I'm like, this is cool. This is exciting. And that's where my bias is. And I'll admit it. And frankly, I own the crap out of it. This is so damn exciting. I get a kick out of it. Even if it's not as lucrative as maybe some other traditional financial investments. Just say I'll say it again. I'll remind everyone by the end of the stream. Um, Adam says, I just wish DeFi could use Digibyte instead of Ethereum. Yeah, that'll not happen anytime soon, but you'll be able to use Digibyte on Ethereum at some point with RenDGB. You'll have to get collateral into the system and liquidity. That's another story. Um, yeah, pellets. So for now, risk off and just average Bitcoin. For myself, that's my play. When the market was ripping it in July and August, and everything was up 10, 20% a day in, day out. I was selling. I was selling. I was selling. I was trimming, 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 accumulating Bitcoin. I turned my original Bitcoin from May that I was pulling money when before this market crashed. I was pulling money out of IRAs and moving it into crypto. That's just what I was doing, and a freaking shitload of tax to pay on that. But I was what was I doing? What was the point of that? I had a certain amount of Bitcoin, and by now I have 150, 160% more Bitcoin. That was the point. That was the point I was trying to make. So I accumulated Bitcoin. I took profits denominated in Bitcoin. Risk off right now. Now is I have no interest in taking any risks. Now I'm looking at my assets. It's nice to look at them, but if you look over in CoinGecko on the 24 hours, I am not in a risk on position. This is not a market I want to take risks in. I wonder what the narrative is behind Uniswap ripping 20% today. Clearly, Ren, we know what the narrative is. Clearly, Loopring, we know what the narrative is. So, I'd have to hit up Twitter to look into that. But Uniswap ripping 20%? I mean, there's got to be some sort of change going on. Maybe was it a Coinbase listing? Are they on Coinbase? Let's take a look. While that loads, what's going on in the stream? I know you hate card. I don't hate anything. I just don't. No, it's not earning anything. It's inflationary. So you have to hold Cardano just to maintain the value of the Cardano because it's increasing the supply. So that's the same thing with Polkadot. The same things with Cosmos hubs, and that's why I don't tout those as like the most awesome holdings in my portfolio. You want yield to come from over collateralized interest payments and from AMMs where you're getting trading fees. But if it's coming from inflation, POS, unfortunately, like BlockNet is a POS, StakeNet's a POS. The supply is increasing. That's not the yield you want, guys. You need to stake your coin just to maintain value because the supply is also destroying the purchasing the value of the asset, the purchasing per, you, you see what I'm saying there. So Cardano's cool if they ever come out with smart contracts. So they have a shitload of catching up to do if they could catch up at all. Yeah, it's ridiculous to the gas fees, Adam. Absolutely horrible right now. Jared, Cardano will eat Ethereum's lunch. So bear in mind that's very speculative. As of right now, they have nothing. They're doing nothing. The chain does absolutely nothing. So that's cool, but by the time Cardano gets up to speed, Polkadot is ridiculous right now, guys. And Cosmos is literally on the BSN with IrisNet. That's crazy. So by the time Cosmos actually gets smart contracts, by the time Cardano actually gets smart contracts, Cosmos hubs and Polkadot parachains are going to be the auctions are starting. They're really close, and we're going to have substrate blockchains operating as Polkadot parachains really soon. There's going to be immense, entrenched competition for Cardano to even get started because they haven't even started yet. They're basically like Elrond or Tezos. Do you see significant development on Elrond and Tezos and EOS as compared to Ethereum? I mean, Polkadot and Cosmos have huge amount of development. Polkadot and Cosmos have huge quantity of developers developing software and applications. There is nothing. You can't build anything on Cardano. There's very little on Tezos, EOS. This is nothing in comparison to Ethereum right now. Plasm L2, I'm not too familiar with it. I know of its L2 solutions. I just know it by name. RSR, a 10-cent pop. It's worth the risk reward, in my opinion. What, in RSR? Possibly. Got some polka as well. Yeah. Can we agree to disagree? No, you're saying will be here, Jared. I don't operate on will be's. I take assets and I allocate value based on what is. So when Cardano comes out with smart contracts and I see 50 developers building dApps, then I will invest. I want to see Cardano go up 50%. I don't care if it goes up 50%. What I want to see is a future. I need this. This is what I need for Cardano. I need where's a good example? The Bitcoin breakout. I I need for Cardano a resistance flip support. So right now Cardano has 0 smart contracts. I need to see it break out, say, all right, I got smart contracts, and everyone's like that's where it breaks down. That's where the price breaks down because everyone's like everyone buy the news, sell the event. That's just the way it works. So the news is they're releasing smart contracts. The event is they release the smart contracts. The price will collapse. That's what always happens. And then I need resistance flip support. Yeah. And then I get it. So if Cardano goes up 50, 100%, great. That's when I buy it. I need confirmation. I invest with confirmation. That's the bottom line. Nathan Paul, I know anything about Dero? No, I do not. I do not know anything about Fusion Barry. Oh, hey, will Curve wreck RSR arbitrage mechanism? I don't know. I don't know. All I know is Curve and RSR, the damn charts look absolutely identical and being destroyed. Um, Man, the narratives for them are really cool, but the price action, you can't invest in these things. Now, if you want to buy some Curve and lock it immediately for 4 years into VECRV for a yield play, you're going to get APY. APY is cool. Now, there's none of that for RSR. Unfortunately, this is very speculative if you purchase. There's nothing in the chart that even remotely looks like it's going to appreciate anytime soon. Just like with Curve. This is just, albeit this does have a falling wedge, so if this breaks out, but the price action is just so beaten up. It begs you to question whether this was manipulative or malicious or not. There's absolutely rampant dumping left and right. Um, David says, talking about Cardano bag holders. Listen, it's upsetting to watch bag holders. I held Bitcoin from 14 cents to like 5 cents, and I've learned a lot since 2017. And the last thing you want is to be a majority of your portfolio a bag holder, guys. You want to protect your gains, and that's what I've talked about on this channel since the very beginning. Um, anything that sure, take a speculative position on Cardano, but it really doesn't warrant more than like 1-2% of your portfolio. And if 1-2% of your portfolio turns into 20% of your portfolio, there's a win. But otherwise, it's max risk. Max risk. Telling you that right now. You need to protect your gains. You work too damn hard to watch the 75% drawdown. That's just what happened in DeFi right now. Bag holders across the board. Look at this. Look at this horrible bag holding. Someone bought up here and they're down. Someone bought right here. And I guarantee you at least one person is down 71.92%. That is why you don't hold. Don't bag hold. You sell on the way up, you sell on the way down, risk off, protect your gains, diversify, and position sizing. You want to buy here? Throw 1% in. That's going to be a very risky 1%, but you minimize your risk because you've sized your position very uh, defensively. Very defensively. It goes up, you turn that 1% into 20% of your portfolio. Yay, yay, yay. We all know the speculative turn $100 into $10,000 drill. I don't want no speculative. I want to protect my damn gains. I want to turn $100,000 into $200,000. I don't want to turn $100,000 into $10 million. Well, I do, but the odds of that are slim to none. And to do that, I need to take a ridiculous amount of risk, and I can turn my 100 grand into 20 grand. And I don't want that. What I want is a risk-adjusted return on my 100 grand to be highly likely, very, very damn likely to turn my 100 grand into 200 grand. That's what I want. Minimize my damn risk, guys. Michael's in the house. Board 88, 2 to 5 cents. 50K in the current platform? No, I don't have 50K. I have 12K. That's producing almost 5 grand a year. So I bought this I bought 13 and change. It's producing $5,000 a year. This is Bitcoin, guys. That's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin. At least Curve has working product. Cardano has not. I mean, there's something to say about Cardano. They're just behind, guys. They all they have is governance, which is a very small portion of a platform. They'll get there eventually. And we'll see how the competition treats them because Polkadot and Cosmos, as I said, are ferocious right now. Um, with F scale, these DeFi assets are more speculative than those platforms working on scaling solutions. Well, what? Well, I'm I don't invest in speculative. I invest in what is. So here's the most interesting one of what is. Um, well, Bancor is a good example of what is because what were they? They were the first AMM in 2017. We know how much volume they have. We know they have two V2 pools that have been released. So there is reason to speculate on the potential for them disrupting the other AMMs, particularly Uniswap. They won't disrupt Curve. Curve is the stable assets, or at least equally priced assets. So that's the narrative. And now the bet is, or the speculative bet is the potential for them to either to disrupt meaningfully the TVL of other AMMs. And that's the bet. Now the bet with like Cardano is to bet that it can meaningfully disrupt, $10 billion worth of TVL on Ethereum. And that's frankly the bet for Polkadot and Cosmos as well. And I wouldn't take that bet, guys. Now, my position in Polkadot is small, and my position in Cosmos is relatively small, because I wouldn't bet that we're going to have meaningful disruption of this velocity. There's just way too much velocity going on in the system, and the L2 solutions are really cool, and they're basically right around the corner. So here's the deal. I feel like one of those politicians in the debate. Here's the deal. If I start to see this go down and we start to see Polkadot have a meaningful amount of TVL, or Cosmos have $1 billion with the TVL, or Cardano have $1 billion with the TVL, then you could reassess your portfolio. But bet speculatively and structure your portfolio based on what is. And this is what is. There is no other platform, no other smart contract platform that has TVL, total value locked, that's even remotely comparable to this. And that's what is. Bet on what is. Don't bet on hopes and dreams. You bet on hopes. I'm here. Let me give you the best example. I hope and dream, and I believe that Digibyte is going to change the world. I'm not going to bet on it. I wrote the Android Digibyte wallet. I think Digibyte has by far the best protocol properties in the UTXO space. I know that Digibyte is better than Bitcoin. Am I going to bet that Digibyte is going to disrupt Bitcoin? 0% chance. There's a 0% chance I will do that. I have a position sizing chosen very carefully. I will continue to participate in the Digibyte network, and no doubt, if I have the opportunity to program more Digibyte software, I will. But I'm not going to risk my money on a speculative play because I have a bias that I love Digibyte and I know the protocol properties are better than Bitcoin. Know your risk tolerance, assess your risk reward, and don't take excessive risk. You work too damn hard for your money. Don't speculate if you don't have to. That's the bottom line. Always a pleasure, everybody. 12:06 p.m. on a Thursday, October 8th. We covered some nice topics today, a little bit of digression here and there, but I think I hit some good points. So tomorrow's another day. We're going to have some more great points tomorrow, so smack those thumbs up buttons. Tell everyone to subscribe. And this is the best time of my day, so I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Y'all have a good one now. Peace.